Hello again, Barry Johnson with Johnson's Coins here. Hey, this is our third installment on coins and coin collecting and evaluations of coins. Today we're going to talk a little bit about grading and the grades of coins and how that can affect the value. Of course, with any collectible, the scarcer it is and the better the condition is, the more it's going to be worth. So we're going to go over that a little bit with you today and talk about maybe some scarcer coins, but mostly we're going to go over how to grade a coin, what's not such a good coin and what's a real nice coin and why that affects the value. So let's get to it. Okay, today we're going to be talking about grading of coins. And as you can see on this page here, this is from an old red book. And right down here is the grades of coins. You'll have good to uncirculated. It even has 60, 63, 65. The higher the grade the coin, the better it is. They give it a numerical grading, and we'll go over that here in just a little bit. Actually, this is talking about Lincoln cents. And as you can see, when you're looking at a coin book and looking for valuations, you'll see the valuation G, VG, fine. G is for good, very good, fine, very fine, extremely fine, almost uncirculated. And then MS stands for mint state, 60, 63, on up to 70, which would be a perfect coin. You can see how that is going to affect the values. Here's a 1909 VDB cent. In good condition, it says it's worth 11 bucks. In uncirculated condition, real nice one, a MS63 is a pretty nice one. It's worth $30. But when you talk about a scarce coin with under 100,000, with under a $500,000 mintage, the 1909 SVDB starts at $750 in low grade and works its way up to $2,000. The 1914D is another one of the classic rarities. They made almost 1.2 million of them. But as you can see, when you get up into the nice grade, it actually, even though there's more of them made, more of them were spent, and they rival and go ahead of the 1909 SVDB. When you talk about scarcity, you can see in the red book, one nice thing about it is that it gives you the mintage figures of a lot of these coins. And then real quick, we'll go into the Buffalo nickel. Same kind of thing. You got the criteria of what it says the coin should have condition-wise. So it's a handy book. The red book gives you an idea of what retail value is and not a realistic idea of what you can sell a coin for if you're looking to sell it for a dealer. This is kind of an optimistic number that a dealer would like to be able to sell a coin for, but usually won't be able to even realize selling it for that much. So they have to consider what they're going to be paying for a coin in order to be able to make it work out for them. So condition wise, down here I've got a few coins that I've set out in various grades. Here's a good 4 condition Lincoln head cent. Hopefully you can get a good look. I'll try and get it to where you can get a good idea what kind of condition that is. You can see Lincoln's face is pretty flat. The wheat spears is going to be flat. You won't see any of the lines, the details in that. And so that would be considered good. Buffalo nickel, the date's going to be viable, and you'll be able to figure out what the date is. Underneath that, when they're worn out, not much value to them because the date would usually be gone. And so the horn is something people look at for the grading of a buffalo. And you can see most of the horn is gone on that one. So that'd be in the good range. VG stands for very good. Moves up to the number 8. You can see just a little more detail, a little bit more idea around the bow tie of Lincoln. You should be able to see some of the lines in there on the wheat stalks. And every coin is going to have its criteria on the grading. You can see it gets a little sharper with the Buffalo nickel, Indian head nickel, as the grade goes up a little bit more of the horn on that, a little bit finer look at the date and so forth. Fine is the next, fine 12, a little more detailed. You can see more lines in the wheat stalks. We won't go over every coin, just going very briefly over some of these. The Indian head nickel, you'll see in the fine condition, more on the horn of the buffalo there, and so forth. Very fine. You'll see the details getting a little bit better on that. More of the buffalo, or the horn on the buffalo is showing up for you there, but not the entire horn on a very fine. The lines on the wheat stalks are going to start showing up. You can see more of cheek and ear on Lincoln on the very fine. You can see it's getting sharper on the reverse on those wheat stalks. Extremely fine on the wheat stalks. You'll see more and more detail on that as it comes along. Sharper on Lincoln's head, just a little bit of wear on his cheek and the beard area. We're starting to get nice to where extremely fine. You want to start handling the coins on the edges, so you're not putting your fingerprint and things like that on them. Here's a pretty nice 1914, and you can see that the whole, on an extremely fine, that the whole horn of the buffalo is now visible, and some of the hair, if you will, on the top of the bison is showing up on us. Now we're getting into almost uncirculated, which only seen a little bit of wear. You can see that the Indian, the feathers, the braid, the date is sharp, and it's looking real good. Just a little bit of wear on an almost uncirculated coin. The full horn on that, hair on the back of the buffalo is looking good there. AU on the Lincoln cent. You can see maybe a little bit of luster sneaking in up at the top up there, like original mint luster. So it hasn't bought many penny candies. The cheekbone, just a light rub. The beard, just a little rub. And then sharp on the wheat spears back there. Now we're getting into the mint state range here. Here is a Lincoln cent 1955 that is mint state 63. This is what you'd call full red. You can see that it's fully got the copper color to it. This is a beautiful coin, probably mint state 63, possibly 65. I haven't looked that close at it to see, but there isn't a whole lot wrong with that one. Everything is sharp, bright, just as it come off the press at the mint. Here is a 1913, I believe. Indian had nickel here, and yes, that's the one with the raised ground, which is actually more common than the non-raised ground on that. And we'll get into buffalo nickels a little bit later, but you can see this is real sharp. All the details are coming up. The higher the grade, the more details that you can see, that maybe even struck better. Sometimes later dies have harder, softer strikes on them and so forth. So that's kind of an idea as to grading. The higher the grade, the more a coin is worth. Here's a nice very fine to extra fine, somewhere in between. They do have grades that will go in between on a Liberty standing quarter. You can see details on the eagle. Some of the things you look at is the toes on Lady Liberty. The head is oftentimes struck flat on the Liberty, but that gives you kind of an idea as to grading. Here's a Morgan dollar. I graded extremely fine. You can see a lot of the details in the hair and on her cheek, in the hat, the cotton puffs and whatnot in her hair there. The eagle wings are there. So each coin has kind of a criteria as to what the grade is. Now, there are professional grading services out there that can look at these coins and grade them for you. PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, is one of the best known and most respected out here. This one's graded mint state 63, as you can see here. Nice detail on the dollar. Nice detail on the eagle, nice and bright, a lot of mint luster. That one would go 63. It's hard to tell the difference, but just a little bit nicer looking. This says mint state 64. There should be less bag marks. So the Morgan dollars, when they made them back in the 1870s, 80s, they would throw them into a bag and they'd bang against each other and whatnot. So they're called bag marks. They'd wear, or how well they're struck has a lot to do with the grade as well. Just real quick, if I can get a good look at this, this is a $10 gold Indian, one of my favorite coins. You'll notice on my shirt that I have a picture of this coin embroidered on my shirt. This is my favorite coins. Beautiful coin there. That's a Mint State 63. Now the mint come out last year, and on the 100th anniversary from 1921 to 2021 of the last year, the Morgan's first year of the peace dollars. And here is one of the 2021 Morgans. This is Mint State 69. Beautiful coin. This is a Philadelphia mint on this one, but they did privy marks from all the other ones as well. Here's Mint State 70. You'd have to look real close and know what you're looking at to find the difference between a Mint State 60, Mint State 70. Theoretically, this is a perfect coin, well struck, everything, every detail, not a scratch on it, nothing for it to come out as a perfect coin, Mint State 70. One thing that the U.S. Mint does put out is called proof sets. And here is, and these are graded proof on up to 70, 70 being perfect. Here's a 2021 proof set with just the regular denominations there. The quarters, they did 2 quarters that year. These are specially struck. They're struck twice, prepared especially with, have a frosted device with the Fields mirror-like. This is the Tuskegee was in 2021, and they did the Washington crossing the Delaware in 2021. Those are proofs of that. And then they also do proof eagles. And here's a 2019, but you can see the mirror-like filled in the reverse. And these are 1 ounce coins the U.S. puts out to compete with the market out there as well. But they do proofs and sell them especially to collectors that way. And they even occasionally will do what's called a reverse proof, where the frosted area is in the field and the raised part has the mirror-like finish to it. Beautiful coin like that. There's the eagle with the reverse proof on that. So the U.S. Mint puts out some products. If you have inherited a collection that may have some of these mint products, there you can look those up and find out what the value is on those. So anyway, if you have any questions on these, please give me an email at johnsonscoins@gmail.com, and I'll be happy to answer them. I appreciate you taking the time to watch. Please subscribe and like these videos, and I'll keep putting them out. I should put out at least 1 a week, sometimes 2. We'll see how the time goes. But that's a little bit about how grading goes. Thank you.